There's so many different possible sources for back pain
Now that's a quality bed.
that if you look up online how to fix it, you're not gonna get a straight answer. Your body is Ben Shapiro-ing you. My biggest one for years was I had a girlfriend who made me have back pain just from talking to her. Suffering in so many ways that you don't understand. Playing a stick of truth. Look, I actually had a protuberance. A gamer chair is a death sentence. You need a good bed.
These are heirloom beds. These are the beds my grandmother slept on.
Really?
Yeah.
But the root of the problem, you're not gonna know what it is. Do not sit down all day. There's no way around it. And anything's better than the organized mafia quackery that you get going to a quote-unquote doctor. You have to move because your back does not have a circulatory system in the same way that the rest of your body does. Action of walking, the hips going back and forth.
Do either of you have any experience with grounding mats?
Stop grounding processed foods into your gut. Probably that type of grounding will work for you. I'm tired of being fat, and I'm tired of hearing from fat people. I don't want to hear anything else from fat people. Get to work. Seriously, it's time to get to work. It's time to get physical. Enough is enough.
I'm down to 220, but struggling to get to my goal of 200. Any advice?
Switch it up so it becomes fun again. Try putting on muscle mass. That's very impressive to lose that much weight.
Yeah, that's good job.
But if you've plateaued, switch it up to something else. Find something that's more fun or a different goal. You know, you don't always have to be working towards the same goal. You can switch it up. Putting on muscle mass or weightlifting is an easy one. It's kind of a no-brainer because it's immediately gamifiable and has a number associated with it. And if you're a total beginner and you do the right thing, which is pretty easy to do, the number goes up every time. So it's very much like a role-playing game or something. For that beginner phase, it's really cut and dry and not difficult at all to get those gains as long as you stick to a program. I like weightlifting for that reason. I would imagine if I had had discipline, I would do the same thing with weight loss, but I just have never deigned to do so. But find something else that's fun, like increasing your amount of time shadow boxing or running or doing whatever it is that you think looks interesting. Find some new metric to gamify. Make sure you got good shoes. I think the walking is like the key to health. And you gotta make sure your shoes are on point. You cannot walk in Converses. Even if you think you can, you can't. Your body's lying to you. Your body is a grifter, okay? Your body is Ben Shapiro-ing you. Your body is being 𝐁𝐫𝐴𝐤𝐬. Yeah. If you think you can walk in Converses, you cannot walk in Converses.
Converses, how are those ever? How do people wear those?
You cannot walk in skate shoes. You have to get actual shoes. You got to get some like New Balances. The one if you're a big fat ass, you got to get Brooks Beast, and they're the ugliest shoes, and you're gonna look like an idiot. But you have to get them. They're for big fat ugly horrible people. They're for big dumpster people that. Would, if they were in nature, they would die, but in a society, they flourish somehow. Yeah. Every girl I've ever met, even if they're 80 pounds, walks around like this. If there's a chance that you're a man and you walk like that, you need to get some Brooks Beasts. Stop wearing these shoes that don't flex. Reebok clubs, the Gucci baskets are the worst pieces of I've ever put on my feet. For walking, I wear Brooks Beast. That's what you gotta wear. If you're a big, horrible monster that people can smell from 50 feet away, you have to get the Brooks Beast. Otherwise, you can get something more fashionable like New Balances, but you have to get some shoes that are good for walking. Get a better chair, get an Aeron chair. The price tag is gonna make your eyes water, but you sit in this thing all day. So get an Aeron chair. Like, just smarten up and do it. A gamer chair, the cheapest one is going to be $150, but you don't want the cheapest one, so you're going to get the cooler one that's $220, and then you're going to get upsold with the headrest and whatever vibrating LED fleshlight. You're going to get the $330 gamer chair. It's going to break immediately, so you're going to go through 3 gamer chairs, so you're at $990. You could have just gotten an Aeron chair, so get that. The Eric Goodman Foundation training is good. Getting massage, having a girlfriend who's not a bitch, being around people that don't make you want to curl up into a ball and die. Like stress is a big one. If you're stressed out, if you're stressed out, you'll carry your stress in different places. You know, some people grind their teeth, some people have their shoulders up high like this and get neck pain. Me, when I'm stressed out, my back is what seizes up, so I try to avoid people that stress me out. My biggest one for years was I had a girlfriend who made me have back pain just from talking to her. It was like I hated her that much. So if there's people around you that you hate that make your back tense up, get rid of them. That's all I have to say about that.
Does the back bubble work?
Back bubble works. I really f***ed myself up playing Stick of Truth in a South Park game.
Really?
In an IKEA chair, like hours and hours, man, till like 7 a.m. for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I really did some damage to my back. Like I actually had a protuberance. I had some sticking out from the mid back, and I fixed it with the back bubble.
Damn.
So yes.
Is that game that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's crazy.
And I used the back bubble in ways they don't recommend. I put a barbell with 135 on the ground, got myself cinched up pretty high, and held that 135 upside down, and basically pulled my spine back out into alignment. Spinal traction works. Someone recommended this thing called VAX-D.
Yeah.
That's like a chiropractor traction treatment. That looks promising. I haven't gotten it done myself, but I would imagine that will help you if you have kyphosis. But the root of the problem, you're not gonna know what it is, and nobody's gonna have the right answer. It's gonna take forever to fix this problem, so you're gonna have to do like literally everything. Try to lose your gut. If you have a big gut that's like throwing your spine out of whack, that's not good for you. Move every day. Get whatever strength you can without squatting and deadlifting. Back pain. There are so many different possible sources for back pain that if you look up online how to fix it, you're not gonna get a straight answer, because it can be caused by stress, it can be caused by an imbalance in your bone structure, or your muscular tension on one side. So if you look up how to fix it, you're gonna find some guy who's fixed it 3 times out of 10 and thinks he knows how to fix it because he fixed it 3 times out of 10. So you gotta fix it yourself. It's a long journey. Do not get discouraged. Every morning when you wake up, you have to rededicate yourself to solving this problem, okay? You need a good bed. You could get a Medicline pillow. You need to get a variety of pillows to experiment with your sleeping posture. You need to make sure you have decent shoes, or that you know how to walk. Good shoes. Make sure your gait is not all messed up. Walking down the high school hallway looking like a clown, looking like a silly Billy clown, wide, bow-legged, like you're riding a horse, okay? Have somebody film you when you're walking from the front, behind, see if there's anything weird in your step, try to correct it. If you overpronate, try to walk on the blades of your feet. You gotta move. Movement is medicine. You have to walk. You have to get some exercise in somehow. Not heavy deadlifting, not heavy squats. You can do body weight squats if you're able to do that, but some people, you know, they'll go themselves up with body weight squats. But movement is medicine. You have to move every day somehow. You got to do something. It's mandatory. If you're not moving, you're really like you're suffering in so many ways that you don't understand. Your back does not have a circulatory system in the same way that the rest of your body does. Your back, the circulation happens via mechanical fluid pump. So if one of the things that they do if you go to a chiropractor is they put you on this table, and the table has a crease in the center of it, and it just goes like this and simulates walking. Like if you're so fat and messed up that you can't walk anymore, the chiropractor will put you on a bed that walks for you. The reason for that is that the action of walking, the hips going back and forth, that's the mechanical fluid pump that replenishes the fluid in your spine, clears out all the scar tissue and dead cartilage and all the crap that builds up in your spine. So you need that. You have to walk. If you're sitting in a chair all day, you're going to be in pain, and there's no way around it. There's no life hack to fixing your back while you're sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day. You have to take breaks. You have to move. Do not sit down all day. There's no way around it. If you're sitting down all day, you're going to have back pain. There's no way to fix it. We've got Aeron chairs here. It doesn't matter. If you're sitting down all day, you're going to get back pain. There's no chair that will help it. And least of all, a gamer chair. A gamer chair is a death sentence. for your back, okay? You have to move because your back does not have a circulatory system in the same way that the rest of your body does. So to clear out the dead cartilage, scar tissue, just replenish the fluids, it needs a mechanical pumping action. You have to walk. You cannot be sitting down all day. Bed rest is also terrible if you have back pain. Look into that 𝐷 thing. I haven't tried that yet, but it looks promising. It looks basically, it's like traction. Traction does work. Back bubble works. Foundation training. Dr. Eric Goodman, I think is his name. He has a book on Amazon, foundation training. Also, just make sure that you're not in extreme flexion or whatever. The 2 extreme degrees. A lot of people, if you're squatting, a lot of people will squat like this to like overcorrect. Don't do that, okay? Straight back means straight back. You got to film your squat form, your diet. If you have a gut, you're going to have back pain. If you're pre-diabetic, you're going to have back pain. You have to do something. Cut sugar out, whatever. Cut beer out, whatever. Beer's probably terrible. And then the last thing I can think of off the top of my head is inversion works. Just make sure you don't curl or move your spine like this while you're inverted, because when you're inverted, the discs are pulled apart and they're more vulnerable. So you want to be straight back when you're inverted and for a little while thereafter. Stop deadlifting. Strengthening the back, talk to the local PT that's employed by the powerlifting gym. That's how you find someone good. You go to the gym where there's a bunch of strong guys and say, who do you guys go to when you're injured? That's the guy that you want, showing you what you're doing wrong and showing you what to strengthen to fix your back. So kyphosis, you might even need the deadlift, I don't know, to get those spinal erectors pulling your back into proper alignment. But back bubble's good, traction's good, 𝐷's probably good, inversion's good. And when you're in traction, never curve your spine. That's the one catch. If you hang upside down and do anything that resembles a sit-up motion, or if you uninvert and then go to tie your shoes when your back is all expanded like this, you're gonna f yourself up. So when you invert, when you do traction, and then for 20 minutes afterwards, when your spine is not compressed, it's elongated, don't bend your back. So when I was on that back bubble, I would have to swing out really fast in a pretty weird way in order to not like do a sit-up to get out of it, if that makes sense.
Do either of you have any experience with grounding mats? My girlfriend is looking to get into alternative wellness.
Yeah, that grounding stuff seems like bull, but anything's possible, and anything's better than the organized mafia quackery that you get going to a quote-unquote doctor.
Nah, I think grounding might be legit.
You might have to ground yourself under a weight bench and start pushing up some weights. Maybe that type of grounding will work.
Just like having your feet in the grass feels nice.
You ground your fist into a heavy bag or ground some
beef into a burrito.
Stop grounding processed foods into your gut. Probably that type of grounding will work for you. But as far as rubbing your feet on some dirt, I don't know.
Landlubbers, support your queen, bro.
Infinitely safer than any kind of freaking pill comes off an assembly line.